Welcome to another exciting episode of Howard's Opinion. I'm your host, Howard, and I'm thrilled to have you joining me today as we dive into the world of sports. We've got a fantastic lineup of topics to discuss, and we're starting off with some college football action. Over the weekend, we saw some incredible games that are sure to shake up the rankings. Let's start with the Indiana Hoosiers, who dominated the UCLA Bruins 56. Yes, you heard that right, 56. The Hoosiers quarterback, Fernando Mendoza, is making a strong case for the Heisman Trophy, leading the nation with 24 touchdown passes. He's currently the frontrunner, and it's going to be interesting to see if he can keep up this impressive performance. But Mendoza isn't the only one in the running for the Heisman. Alabama's Ty Simpson and Ohio State's Julian Sayin are close behind, with their teams also vying for a spot in the national title game. Simpson had a nail-biting win over South Carolina, throwing a game-tying touchdown pass with just 2016 left in the fourth quarter. And Sayin, well, he's been consistent all season, leading all passers in completion percentage. We're also seeing some other talented quarterbacks make their mark, like Marcel Reed from Texas A&M and Diego Pavia from Vanderbilt. Reed had an impressive game against LSU, totaling 310 yards, while Pavia led his team to a win over Missouri with the game-winning rushing touchdown. It's shaping up to be an exciting season, folks, and we're just getting started. The Heisman Trophy race is wide open, and it's going to be fascinating to see who comes out on top. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Howard Closewell, speaking to you from the heart of the sports universe. Today, we're diving into the world of professional football, where the drama of athletic competition meets the intrigue of front office maneuvering. As we explore the latest developments in the NFL, our attention turns to Chris Olave, the talented young receiver for the New Orleans Saints. With his team struggling to find its footing, rumors have been swirling about a potential trade deadline move that could send Olave to a contender. But, as expert Alex Selesnik notes, the price for Olave's services is on the rise, thanks to his impressive comeback season. Selesnik, who has built a reputation as one of the top NFL player prop experts, with a remarkable record of 1,014,805 and a profit of 3,003 since joining Sportsline in 2021, believes that Olave is poised for another big performance this Sunday against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With a favorable matchup on the horizon, Selesnik is backing Olave to go over 61.5 total receiving yards, citing the receiver's impressive target share, targets per route run, and expected points per game. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why should we care about Chris Olave's stats when his future with the Saints is uncertain? Well, my friends, that's where the intrigue comes in. With Olave's representation and the front office reportedly discussing an extension since the beginning of the year, it seems that a trade might not be on the horizon after all. And if that's the case, Saints fans can breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that their team is committed to building around this talented young receiver. In my humble opinion, the NFL trade deadline is always a fascinating time, full of twists and turns that can make or break a team's season. And with experts like Alex Selesnik providing valuable insights into the world of player props, we can gain a deeper understanding of the factors that drive success on the field. So, as we continue to navigate the complex landscape of professional football, remember, the drama of athletic competition is always just around the corner, waiting to unfold. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Howard's Opinion, where we'll be exploring more of the latest developments in the world of sports. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, ladies and gentlemen. As we close out today's episode, I'd like to shift our attention to the world of puzzles and games, where the New York Times has been making waves with its latest offering, Connections, Sports Edition. This daily word game, launched in association with The Athletic, challenges sports fans to find common threads between words, and I must say, it's a fascinating concept. Now, for those who may be unfamiliar, Connections, Sports Edition is a game that requires players to guess the connections between 4 different categories of words. And, as we've seen in previous hint stories, this game can get quite tricky, quite quickly. But fear not, dear listeners, because we've got some helpful hints and tips to guide you through the process. Today's categories, for example, include yellow, club, green, ACC teams, blue, hit hard, like a baseball, and purple, pro team names that end in another pro team name. And if you're looking for a little extra help, we can reveal that the connections fall into these specific categories. But, of course, the real challenge lies in figuring out the exact words that fit each category. As I delve into the world of Connections Sports Edition, I'm reminded of the importance of intellectual curiosity and critical thinking in our daily lives. In an era where instant gratification and superficial knowledge often dominate our discourse, games like this one offer a refreshing respite, encouraging us to slow down, think deeply, and make meaningful connections between seemingly disparate concepts. And so, as we conclude today's episode, I'd like to leave you with the solution to today's Connections Sports Edition 398. The answer, my friends, is club, Group E, side, squad, TM, ACC teams, Demon Deacons, Eagles, Hurricanes, Wolfpack, hit hard, like a baseball, belt, club, mash, wallop, and pro team names that end in another pro team name, Hornets, Red Wings, Seahawks, Vikings. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, Howard, this is all well and good, but what about the broader implications of games like Connections, Sports Edition? Well, my friends, that's a topic for another time. But suffice it to say that, in my humble opinion, games like this one have the power to bring people together, to foster a sense of community and shared purpose, and to inspire us to think more deeply about the world around us. And with that, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to today's episode of Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, these are some of my humble thoughts. Keep thinking critically, keep puzzling, and always keep your mind sharp. That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, these are some of my humble thoughts.